What's good, you guys? I need no introduction. This is College Tips for you young black men. If you don't know about the channel, this is a channel that's basically established and set up for young black men to get college tips on everything from wide variety of admissions to the idea of dating in college to the idea of helping to try to start fast with student loans or whatever. We're just a channel that tries to provide as many avenues and resources as possible. And if you have any questions, definitely hit us up in the comment section down below. I want to talk very quickly about refund checks, or as we call them, financial aid refund checks. And this is your financial aid. You may ask, what is that? If you never heard of it, or maybe in your city, your state, your country, even for people who maybe watch it somewhere else, you hear the statement refund check. This is when your grants that you receive for college, depends on what state you live in America. Some states offer grants to students who are trying to go to college, and not only into college, but also to maintain and stay in college. So they will offer grants that will cover either a portion of tuition, or depends on where you go, will cover the whole amount of tuition. Then you also have cities and churches and organizations that provide scholarships to students who show a wide variety of diverse background or leadership qualities or whatever, and they will offer you a scholarship. And when your scholarship or your grants or whatever are more than your financial aid, how can I put this? If your grants and scholarships, or just grants period, because sometimes again it depends on what school you go to and how much it is per credit hour, how much it is per semester. If the money that you're receiving to pay for school is actually more than your tuition, then you get that money back in the form of a refund check. How can I put this? If you go to a 2-year school, and let's just say that the tuition to go to that 2-year school is $3,500 some semester. Let's say your grant that you're getting from your state or your city covers, for the most part, all of it, which is $3,000. Then let's say you receive some kind of scholarship that gives you $1,500 a semester. So that $3,000 plus the $1,500, the grant plus the scholarship, is $4,500. The tuition for the school was $3,500. Then you receive that $1,000 back in the form of a check. Now you may still have to buy your books and still everything, but after everything remaining, you still got about $500 left. At that particular point, that money is used for you to spend it any kind of way you want to. They have a certain list of saying the ways that you're supposed to spend it, but for the most part, nobody is checking that, so you can spend it any way you want to. The majority of people will spend it on clothes and wardrobe and all that. All that things are great if you're trying to look a certain way, or trying to present yourself a certain way, or trying to get a job, or you are working or whatever. But at the same time, a lot of people just completely waste it. They'll go to one store, buy one outfit for one weekend, and go crazy. And then the following week after that, they need books. The following week after that, they need pencils, calculators, a new backpack. You need toiletries, tissue, paper towels, a brush to comb your hair with, to brush your hair with. You need money for a haircut so that you can look clean and can look presentable. And at that particular point, because they did not structure and budget correctly, automatically the little leeway that they had to get their head above the water, to not have to, how can I put this, to ensure that they potentially did not have to sit in misery the whole rest of the semester, is going out the window, because they did not plan and strategize financially. You got to understand, when you get to school, you're going to learn about academics, but through experience, through advisement, and through the basis that you see for yourself, from firsthand accounts, I guess, which would be experience, but from a third person perspective, or from another perspective, you will see exactly that that college is so much more than just academics. It's about experience. It's about finding out about finances and learning about social economic status, but also learning about personal individual finances and how to secure yourself in a way that you've never done before. You got to understand that you're on your own. Now, a lot of y'all may have the benefit of calling mom and dad and being like, hey, I need to borrow this. But for a lot of you who don't, you got to understand how to make swift decisions and make adult decisions that are brand new to you that you've never made before. This is honest and candid conversation. You're not going to hear this from a lot of people unless your advisor, unless the guy who or the lady who works in the financial aid office is very honest with you. You're not going to hear this kind of conversation. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, oh, congratulations, you got your grant, whatever. You just sign this, do this, and your check should be issued out. But you need to understand the old statement is a lot of old people used to say that here goes allowance, or your grandparents or your parents used to say, but they say don't spend it all in one place. I'm not telling you how to spend your money, but when you get financial aid or get some kind of refund, you need to be very strategic in the way that you do things. You need to be doing 2 or 3 things once you get your refund check. Number one, you need to be very responsible. Responsible in the idea that a young black man, a young African American male in America, needs 2 things for himself. You can't worry about the outside world, the outside force, the outside attacks. He himself needs 2 things: respect and responsibility. If he can get those 2 things, then you can do great things. Okay? You need respect and responsibility. You must respect your money and you must be responsible with your money. Those 2 are, but particularly you must be responsible with your money. So the number one thing that I would tell you is everything I know is that allure and that glitz and glamour is there, but be responsible. So number one thing you need to be getting with that refund check, that tuition check, or that student return check, whichever word they use for it at your particular institution, is buying books. If you have not already bought books or the expenses of books have not came out of the refund check, then you need to be buying books and whatever else expenses. Now, most of the time when you get a loan and or not get a loan, but get a fee that's tuition, and you get some kind of grant and everything, usually they'll already take out tuition and fees, which would be fees to use the technology rooms. They may even take out the parking decal fees or whatever it may be. But be very strategic. They even in some institutions they already take out the price for books. The books come already out. They already take the expenses out. But however they have not, you need to list all the things. Go sit down with your financial aid department and go talk to somebody. Now, and ask them, does my tuition cover all the books, all the everything, right? If they say yes, we're just charging you for the fees, we're just charging you for room and board if you got room and board, whatever. But you need to get your books on your own, you need your parking decal on your own, you need to ask them these specific words. And if they tell you no, you have to buy your books on your own, you have to buy your parking decal. And number one thing you need to be is responsible with your money. You need to take care of all your school things. You need to go get your parking decal. You need to go buy your books. You need to go get pencils, calculators, notebooks. Take care of the school end first. Because once you take care of the school end, you don't want to get to the point. If you're trying to stay in these classes long enough, I mean, a couple of people have done it this way, and I will give you some tips on how to be strategic about your money or college life hacks. But if you know that you're not going to be in the library 24/7 would be able to use the book that they have at the library, then at that particular point you need to buy books and take care of everything. You may need to buy yourself a laptop. You don't have to get an Apple laptop. You can easily go to somewhere. I think Best Buy and many places have laptops around $200. It may not be the best name brand ever, but I think it's like I can't even think of some of the names that they have. But for $200, you may get one. You maybe get your netbook, a notebook. But if you like the full size laptop like I do, you can definitely find a brand that may not be the brand, but it's a laptop, none the same, and it can be used for the internet, it can be used for schoolwork, and doing other things as well. So number one, you have to be responsible and buy books. Number two, what you must do with your financial aid refund, if you have anything left over after buying books and everything, is that you need to have adequate enough resources for everyday life, meaning food, shelter, transportation, clothing. Okay? Again, I talked about first thing, I believe I talked about it because we edit and try to make these videos condensed down for your time because we do understand your time. I talked about that one person who, for that one weekend, buys one outfit, clean, those smiles, waves from the ladies. You know, you may see your bros on campus, you may dap them up, they be like, bro, that's a fresh outfit. You'll spend all that money for one weekend on one outfit, right? And then the very next week, you don't even have money to buy your books. This is a huge mistake. But at the same time, I do understand that you need wardrobe. If you're trying to get a job, if you're already working a job, if you're trying to get a scholarship on campus, the way that I conquered college was three things. I acted above my age. I acted very well. When I was around my friends, we talked. But when I got around school faculty, got around them, I was very professional, very businesslike, and still very serious, and still very calm and cool, and very respectful 24/7, because that's the way that I am. That's the way that I choose to carry myself. But at the same time, there's a way that you talk to your friends and behave with your friends, the way you behave faculty. So the way I acted. Number two was the way that I interacted. And number three was my wardrobe. So you will need clothing in college. Don't get me wrong. However, when you're worried about those things, you must worry about the resource for every day. So when you get your refund, don't go to, I don't even know what store you can go to. Don't go to, I'm trying to think of what kind of man store is there that's just huge, that's outfits. Don't go to the Aldo store. Don't go, I mean, don't go to, gosh, I don't even know what major brand. Gucci. Don't go buy a Gucci wallet. If you know that, or Louis Vuitton wallet, if you know that you're going to be doing some other things, that $500 wallet or that $500 pair of shoes, that $300 pair of shoes, those Balenciagas, that's not going to cut it. I mean, you may get some credibility, you may get some recognition at a party or whatever for having something like that on, or pulling out a wallet like that, but that doesn't take you that very far. When I say everyday responsibilities of taking care of everything, you need to, number one, make sure you got enough gas if you do have a car. I would definitely think about buying gas cards if you know you can't keep up with money like that, or you know that money burns a hole in your pocket. Think about gas cards. Food. Are you on a meal plan? If you're not on a meal plan, then definitely take the extra step to buy food. Even if you have to go to a wholesale store, or you have to go to Walmart, or you have to go to any place. Buy, okay, I know a 12-pack of ramen noodles. I like the Munchin brand, whatever it's called. I like that brand better than, I think, maybe other than Top Ramen. I don't really know which one you like best, but I would definitely say go buy 20 cases of noodles. Have stuff. I don't like the canned tuna. I like the packed tuna that you open up, is more fresher to me. Just my opinion. Have noodles. Buy tuna packs. You understand where I'm coming from. Buy enough. Buy it in bulk. So those days where you need to save a penny, or you may have not gotten paid, or that week may have been a little hard for you financially, or it was a bump in the road and all your money from your meal plan is gone, or you tried to take the route and not get a meal plan at all, or your meal plan just simply ran out, you have food to eat. It may not be a filet mignon, but it's food. Okay? So you got gas out the way. You got food out the way, right? For shelter. Again, if you're already paying for room and board, but if not, you need to find adequate housing. If you're living with your parents, or even if you're living with roommates, whatever, you still need toiletries. You're still going to need sheets. Still going to need socks. You're still going to need t-shirts, toothbrush, toothpaste. You got to take care of household. And last but not least, again, is wardrobe. Okay? I would recommend that you hit up a lot of the Salvation Armies. I would definitely hit up a lot of the I watch a guy on YouTube. He's a thrifter. He got the Salvation Army. And we don't have I don't know where you live, but a lot of times we don't have these same places here that where I'm at that we have. But I was watching this guy. He went to Salvation Army. He went to a place called Goodwill. He went to a place called Family Thrift or Family Village. Like, it's got, like, all the names are different in different cities. I don't know what place that you have, right? But they have all these places that have clothes and stuff. And a lot of times they do discount days. When you go there, I would definitely try to find outfits, put my outfits together. Now, as a man particularly, it's hard finding pants, particularly if you're trying to go with the more modern kind of trim fit pants, not the tight pants, but I get definitely more the slimmer fit. that's kind of good at the knees, but tapered and very slim at the ankles, particularly for you won't be for your, whatever, you just a very nice pair of pants, then you probably gonna have to buy those brand new. You may have to go to Forever 21 online. You may have to go to certain places, but these places charge $25 for pants and stuff that look just as nice as anywhere else. And I get compliments on my clothes all the time, but I pay less than $25 anywhere I go for pants. But shirts, to be honest with you, I get shirts for like $3 because I hit up those thrift stores. Again, every thrift store got a different name, but all of them are probably the same in some variation, and they're gonna have discount days. And maybe a shirt that's there is $9, right? If it's 50% off, it's $5. That shirt can range from, you can go look at my closet now. I own about 20 shirts. I paid $2 to $3. Some people pay $60 for one shirt. One shirt they pay $50 for. I went to the mall the other day. They had a t-shirt in there. I believe it was Nike or Under Armour. $59 for that t-shirt. Or maybe $49. I don't want to lie, but it was around $50. But I was like, I could go to a thrift store in my city, get 20 shirts, no lie, for that price. You just got to find those deals. And even if you say that $5 each, you can get 10 shirts. So while you got one t-shirt like that, I got 10 button-ups set to go. You see this button up right here. You can say, oh, well, there's nothing special about this button up. Yeah, but if I tuck it in my jeans, put on a nice blazer with it, tie, or you can go rock it without the tie, jeans, nice shoes, then you could do that. I talked about shoe brand. The reason why I believe I mentioned Ralph, what I mentioned, Louis Vuitton, or I mentioned Aldo, right? I was just on eBay a few seconds ago. People still use eBay. And I was looking, they had these pair of shoes. I don't think I don't remember what brand. I just started typing in loafers or whatever. And that came up, and I believe it was some other brand loafers came up. That's the reason I mentioned that brand. And they were like a $50 or like $100 or whatever. Invest in a nice pair of shoes, but figure out what kind of shoes you need for the Pacific climate. If you're in a cold climate, you don't need loafers. If you're in a warm climate, you can get away with loafers, but I would definitely consider a closed-toe shoe, right? So get you a nice pair of brown shoes. They got to be the best name brand ever. Boots. If it's cold outside, get you some boots, whatever it may be. Okay. Find an outfit or outfits that fit not only the weather, not only the location, but the occasion and the atmosphere. Don't follow trends, but follow. If you know you're looking for a job, you know you're looking for a scholarship, you know you're looking for recommendation letters, then you need to dress as such. Because sooner or later, particularly if you're at a campus where very few people do that, you can be very smooth, be very chill, definitely still get your friends. Of course, you don't have to stick out like a sore thumb, but if you even elevate your game, the way you act, the way you dress a little bit, people will start taking notice. And the difference between me, again, why I succeeded so much at school, because I demanded respect. Not because I asked for it, not because I was loud, but because of the way I carried myself. And when I began to dress nice, guess what? Some of my friends began to dress nice. So it even began to start slowly changing the culture where I was at. So anyway, tip number 4, I don't know, not to burn you out, this video is going to be under 20 minutes. Tip number 4 would be just be very respectful with your money. Your money is simply paper. It's basically a cotton, excuse me. It's basically cotton. It's basically paper. It's basically a material. And people go crazy over money, okay? It was a sad story. Again, be very respectful with your money. Don't be flossing it on Instagram. Don't go flossing it on the internet. The young man, I don't know, did he have a refund or whatever it was, but he showed money, whatever. Long story short, somebody ended up robbing him, unfortunately, okay? And something very tragic happened out of that. And that young man's life was lost, not because of him, but because of the idea that so many people go crazy over money. So you need to be very respectful with your money. Don't floss it, because you don't want your life to end over something like that, of somebody being jealous of you or somebody, whatever. Okay? Not saying you're trying to be scary or trying to be whatever, but you're being very precautious. Again, you're being very respectful of your money and your environment. Definitely don't floss it. Don't spend it and burn it quick. And respect it in basically that once you've lost it, you need to find a way to make it again. And what I mean by that is invest. Put your money in a bank. You can let your interest build. You can go invest in your own self, your own brand. Who are you? What are you passionate about? You passionate about cars? You passionate about waves and hair? Go watch my man Rashad Ra or 360 Wave Process. This young brother has been doing waves and trying to brush his hair and been starting businesses at school and stuff since he was like in the 8th grade, right? He fell in love with waves, having 360 waves. Brother has brushes now online. He's branded himself, and now he's doing more than anybody in the wave game is doing right now because he actually has a product that he invested in yourself, in himself. That's what I'm trying to say. Be respectful, be responsible of all that's around you, of all your possessions. But at the same time, you must be respectful and responsible of yourself. Believe in yourself, believe in your brand, and believe that money does not make a man, but a man makes money. And to do that, he must be alive and breathing. He must be cohesive. He must be literate, not illiterate, but literate, meaning wise, meaning smart, meaning educated. And a man must have self-control to handle the money, but he must have self-confidence because at the end of the day, he knows money does not make him. He's not trying to floss it for his friends, be like, oh, wow, look at you. He's not trying to floss it and front it to try to get a young lady's attention. Because at the end of the day, with the way he carries himself, that's the person that you want. You want the person that sees you as an authentic you, and that's what you want to be. So as you use this money, or as this money comes, or even maybe some years down the line, you're going to college, or whenever you're watching this video, be very smart about the way you do things. Be very strategic about the way you do things. And I promise you, you will see your life become so much better. So this is just one of the many tips and one of the many new videos that we'll be trying to put out on this web page. If you definitely liked it, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the thumbs up, the likes button. And I shall see you guys again. If you have any more questions, definitely hit us up down in the comment section down below. Have a great day. Have a great week. And remember, anybody can achieve a success. He just has to be willing to put in the work.